Well, bakers, today I'm going to show you how to make soft serve yogurt at home, and you do not need an ice cream machine. It is so easy to make. You are going to be amazed. We're going to start out by making our base on the stovetop. So here I have a heavy bottom saucepan, and into this we're going to add in some cream. I'm using heavy cream here. You can use any type of cream that you want because it doesn't have to be whipped. So next we're going to add in a little bit of granulated sugar. Now, if you don't want to use refined sugar, you can use honey or you can use maple syrup. Maple syrup might be nicer because it's not as strong flavored as honey. You can also use agave, which has very little flavor. So we're going to turn on the flame to a medium-low heat. And then all I want to do here is dissolve that sugar. It's only going to take around 3 minutes or so. So we need that sugar to dissolve fully so there's no traces of it in our frozen yogurt. Give it a few stirs while it's on the heat and you'll quickly see your sugar dissolve. Okay, lovely. That's all the cooking we're going to have to do for this recipe, so follow me over to the countertop. So this next part is really easy. Pour it into a jug with a spout. We're going to need that spout later. And we're going to let this cool down. And into our cream mixture, we are going to add in some Greek yogurt. Now, if you want to use non-fat Greek yogurt, you totally can. My recommendation is full fat because we know that fat is flavor and just makes everything so much richer and creamier and yummier. But that's totally up to you. You can also use whatever yogurt you like. Okay, lovely. Give it a whiskey whisk. Nice and smooth. What did I tell you? This is barely even a recipe. So that's it. This is the base for our frozen yogurt flavors. Now, our next step is to put it into ice cube trays. These are the ones that I have. They're very standard. I'm going to link them on biggerbolderbaking.com along with the recipe. Just standard ice cube trays. You can also use whatever you have. This recipe will make 24 ice cubes. Just fill each one up to the top. Keep on going. So you might be wondering how I'm going to turn this plain base into other flavors like chocolate and strawberry, but I want you to stay tuned because I'm going to show you that in just a minute. Our trays are filled up. We're going to pop these guys into the freezer. They're going to take around 5 hours or so to freeze, and then they'll be ready to rock and roll. So after around 5 hours, your cubes should look like this and they're ready to go. Just so you know, this recipe is so versatile. You can multiply it, you can even triple it, and then keep it in your freezer in a little baggie, and you can keep it in there for up to a month, maybe even a little bit longer. So then you can have frozen yogurt whenever you want. So here I have my food processor. You do not need an ice cream machine to make frozen yogurt. In this house, a food processor or even a blender will work really, really well. So the beauty of this recipe is customizable flavors, and that's what we love about going to the frozen yogurt shop. So I'm going to show you how you can make different flavors, and you can do portion sizes. So to get one portion, I have 8 cubes here, and I'm going to add those into my food processor. Now, to loosen it up, because it does need that, I'm going to add in a little bit of yogurt, and that just helps it move around. And because these cubes are sweet, it just adds a little bit of extra tartness to balance that sweetness. Now, at this point, if you wanted to add a splash of vanilla extract in there or even vanilla bean paste, that would work really well too. So now what we're going to do is blend this until it's nice and smooth. I would be careful about blending it too much because if you blend it for too long, it gets kind of liquidy. And there you have it. It only takes less than 2 minutes to get this beautiful, smooth and creamy frozen yogurt. But wait, there's more. I'm going to show you how to make 2 more flavors. So our next flavor is strawberry, one of my personal favorites. So here I have 8 ice cubes again, or yogurt cubes. And I'm going to put in some fresh strawberries. If you're going to use frozen strawberries, just make sure they're defrosted first. And we don't need to add any extra liquid to this because the liquid will come out of the strawberries and that will help to move the mixture around. Now, if you wanted to make 3 or 4 servings of strawberry yogurt, then just multiply out the amount of cubes and all the ingredients that you need. That applies to all of the different flavors. Now, put on your hat and start to blend. And there you go. There's your strawberry frozen yogurt made with lovely ingredients. This is absolutely delicious. Yummy. Okay, now we're going to move on to our next flavor, which is one of my son's favorite, chocolate. Okie dokie, chocolate. One of the things I love about the chocolate flavor is that it's bittersweet, and I mean that literally and figuratively, because we're going to use a cocoa powder here, a really good quality cocoa powder that hasn't been sweetened. I'm going to add a splash of milk to move things around, and then on with your lid. And that's our chocolate. I'm glad I only added a splash of milk in here because I want it to be really lovely and thick. So just remember that the less liquid you add, the thicker it'll be. So we have all of our flavors, so now I'm going to show you how to make them extra fancy like a frozen yogurt shop. So as you know, in my house, we're a little bit extra, so I like to take the frozen yogurt and pipe it into little frozen yogurt cups. For the plain, I like to do sprinkles. For the strawberry, I add a little bit of fresh strawberries on top. And for the chocolate, I grate over some fresh chocolate bar. These frozen yogurts are best eaten straight away. However, if you find it a little bit runny, pop it into the freezer before you serve it and it will firm up really fast. I really hope you enjoyed these flavors, but just so you know, you can come up with your own flavor combinations by adding fruit or other ingredients. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and I'll see you back here again, same time, same place next week. Take care.